Thank you. Hello everybody, my name is Craig Bennett and I'm the founder and owner of TechReviewsNote, and today I am doing a review and overview on GlassWire. GlassWire is a interesting and useful, highly useful tool when it comes to cybersecurity. Now this is something I really wish I had when I was doing the hacking classes, which I sometimes still do, and feel free to check that and the card which is on the top right by now. So as far as this goes, this is basically a packet sniffer with a firewall ability, and it also has the ability to alert you to potential attacks that's going on onto your system or some oddball things. Now there is 4 flavors this comes in. It comes in free, it comes in basic, pro, and elite. The prices may change, so I'm not going to say that. But for right now, at this time, the prices, whenever you buy one of them, it's a one-time fee. It's not a subscription. It's an actual buy. So that's pretty cool to note. But with this, you can download this, figure out you actually want these features, buy up to those features, and you can actually activate the thing to do that, so you don't need to re-download. But with this, the only difference between the free and the paid versions is basically the paid versions add these things, and the only difference between the paid versions is these 3 first things. So how many PCs, how long the history can be, and the remote connections. Now, one thing I want to mention is the paid versions, all of them have webcam and mic detection as far as applications using it. I don't have any alerts dealing with that, but what to keep in mind with that is the webcam and mic detection deal is something that's potentially useful if you are the type of person that deals with stalkers or others. Because keep in mind, way back when the past year, 2015, I think it was mid 2015, there was a whole bunch of celebrities who got their computers hacked, and hackers got into their webcam, and you can actually make it where the light next to the webcam doesn't turn on, but hackers got into their webcam and just basically tape recorded the celebrities changing. So this helps prevent stuff like that, or at least lets you know if an attack like that is happening, and it narrows it down to the point that it's really possible to catch someone. So let's get into the actual product itself. Now, as far as installing it, it's very simple. I'm not going to go through that, but the one thing I will mention is when you install it, make sure you select Start on Logon. And the reason why is this collects data and it stores it on the computer itself, but it collects the data and it tells you if something is abnormal. Simple as that. And I'll get a little bit more into that because that's the biggest features. But basically, what you should be seeing is something like this. Obviously, your charts might be different, but you should be seeing something like this. This is what's being used. Now let's go into the biggest feature within this program, and it's the alerts. At least what I feel to be the biggest. So the alerts, they vary quite a bit, and basically what happens is if you go down them, anything that makes connection to the network for the first time, this software is running at the same time, what will happen is it will register it as a connection. So for example, if I have Paint, like literally the application Paint on my computer, I have that running in the background and that's connected to the internet, that's red flags. That shouldn't be connected to the internet at all. And that's where a lot of people find malware. And when they get alerts from programs like this, saying, hey, these programs is connected to the internet, and then the person actually looks at it and says, that's paint. That shouldn't be connected to the internet at all. Why is it? And then they drill down where it's going and all that other stuff. In fact, that's how that's how IT people found out that a lot of iPhone applications were vulnerable to a virus that was across the board on, it's quote unquote virus, but it's basically that there's I think a backdoor or something in many of the applications that let people get information on the iPhones and stuff. You can look that up. That happened last year, and that's been patched up, but that was a huge problem. The cause of that, just in a nutshell, the developers, they were using some program that looked legit but really wasn't, so it added code that shouldn't have been there in the first place. So as far as that goes, you might get some alerts once in a while like this, and it's worthwhile to check out. And one of the cool things with this is you can actually set this up to say, all right, if I walk away from the computer for a while and come back, tell me what happened. And that way, when you come back, you can say, okay, it went to this and this site, fine. Or say, hey, shouldn't be going to these sites, or this application really shouldn't be doing this. And the reason why this is important when you go into idle time is more than less, hackers have found a easy cash grab in R&D companies. Basically, research and development companies, academies and stuff like that, they pay database centers, quote unquote, to use their equipment virtually. And what happens is the academies and stuff probably don't have several $1 million to throw into a data center they use only 2 or 3 times, so they rent a data center, quote unquote, and they think it's a data center, and they do all their algorithms, protein foldings, and all the other stuff, and or how to make weapons, new type of weapons, or new ways to kill people, or maybe it's new ways to save people. Who knows? But basically, at the end of the day, the hackers found out that if you make legitimate looking software to throw on people's computers, so people will install it and everything, if it detects that the person's idle, just away from the computer, the program will start using the resources, the internet, the electricity, the processor, the so on and so on. And what would end up happening is the user won't know, because once they do something and to show some type of activity, the stuff will kill itself and everything will look normal. And that's bad, because those programs can easily do other things like keyloggers and stuff like that. Just store all the stuff and send it out when you're idle. So that's bad. That's really bad. And that's where this can actually save you. Now, one of the cool things is you can go to applications, narrow it down, and also type. So for example, if I want to go to first start or idle or so on, I can go through that. Let's go to the graph real quick, and let's say that I found something odd and I want to take a look at this. What I can do is just click on the graph to stop it from, it's still recording in the background, but I can just take a look at the slice, and I can go through here and see what is using the internet at the time. Now let's go to Steam. Here's Steam. So Steam's running, and I'm not sure, like say I'm a person who doesn't know what Steam is, or it's a program. Just imagine it's some odd program we're not sure about. We can click on it and it gives us a little bit of information, how much bandwidth it takes, the name of the exe file, where it's located, the version, if all this stuff is available, the publisher, if that's available, and then virus scan. What the virus scan supposedly does is it connects to your antivirus that you have on your system, and you just click that and it should scan it. But for the most part, I'll say use the actual antivirus system, so like AVAS on these things, just to make sure. But this narrows it down by a massive amount. If you go to host, you can see what servers it was connected to, and from here what happens is you can narrow down where your information is going. Go alert, and it shows you that information. If you go to go to this is the host. This gets into the name, and this lets us know the about of what this server's about. Some of them will be named like this, some of them will have like msn.com or something like that. And then you have the region where this should be, and also the IP address. We can take the IP address, highlight it, copy and paste it into a browser, into like Google search, and this will let us know what's going on and who owns the thing and what is it for. So let's say that we're still not sure. We can go to apps, and basically it takes this time shot, so we can move that around, and any applications that's used in this time snap, it'll show up here. And what would end up happening is if we go, say for example, again using Steam as an example, we can see when that connects to the internet, Firefox, OneDrive, so on. And we can go from here and see all the little times it connected to the internet. In each instance, each spike, it shows the IP address and stuff in between. It doesn't, because what happens is if we go to something like the system, we can go and see it's different every so often. So if we go down to traffic, we can see the application types and what are they connected. So if we go to all traffic, we can go and see the what was connected at this point. Go to hypertext and see that it's HTTPS, other, and so on. So that's where that comes in play. And if I wanted to take a quick snapshot of it, what I can do is I can easily go and basically click that and send off to the IT staff if you're in a company, or just keep that one in mind in the notes for later on to keep in mind. Is this something that we need to take a look at? Now if you go to the usage, this is also interesting. Let's narrow this down, and this is where things might be blocked out a little bit, but basically what happens is, let's go to all. This shows you everything that that your computer's dealing with. It shows you the application types, how much incoming, outgoing, the total. You have the host, the servers, the traffic type, and so on. And we can select by date and time. So say for example, if I want to go for between yesterday and today, there we go. And let's say if I wanted to select from whenever to now, well, there we go. Now let's say that I just want to select this to be safe. What I can do is go to application, and we can see by application what exactly happened. What did the stuff go to? And we can go from there to say, okay, this is okay, or this isn't. And we can see the traffic type if we understand all that. Go to traffic, and we can get down to, again, the traffic type. So if we're looking for purely HTTP, HTTPS, things of this nature, we can actually figure out what is using what, and also where's things going. Going to Firewall, this is also where interesting thing is. This is live. What we can do is we can actually go to the firewall and say, okay, I don't trust this application, so we can click that and it says block it. This it's a basic firewall, but it gives you information, more information than other programs. And this is actually very important when it comes to firewalls, because many firewalls out there, you will need to know the ports, the down to each and every port that might be used and all that stuff. Where here we can say, oh, for this application, just block the entire application. And there we go. Some firewalls do that, but not all of them. And that's important to note. Now we can go to, say for example, with here Firefox, I can see where it says it's communicating with LastPass, and that's LastPass, where if I'm not really sure and don't like what it's communicating to, I can actually kill that and investigate to prevent any problems. And we can tell it to ask to connect and so on from here. Turn on and off the firewall and so on. Now, where the network comes in play, this is where the MAC addresses come. If you are a elite member, or one of the members actually, you can actually get this whenever someone connects to your Wi-Fi network or so on. You can actually get a little thing that says, hey, some unknown device is, in fact, right here, it says some device was just joined the network that you're on, and that way you can take a look at it. And if you're on your home network, why is this device connected? And then you can go down the line and figure out all the things on why. And then you get the names and stuff. And let's say that I want to select the sort by, and we can say what to sort by. Now let's go back to graph real quick. If you have multiple computers, you can install this on multiple computers. So like right here, I got this alert. If you got multiple computers, you can actually install this on multiple computers, and you can enable it where this can actually talk and you can see other computers. If you go to settings and then on the other computer, you go to server, remote access, unlock, and then allow. This will allow the other computer to see your stuff. They just basically got to go to client, go to remote server, click add new server, name it, and then add the IP address that's being used in the password. One thing I don't like about this, that I will tell you right now, is the thing shouldn't be looking for the IP address. What should realistically be happening is the product should actually go ahead and just say, is this product working on the network somewhere else? And then it says yes, this computer does it, which you'll find with Multiplicity that does that. Then you have to put in the password, like in Multiplicity. Multiplicity is a software that does something else, but it deals with controlling multiple computers with one thing. And what will happen is even if the IP address switches, you don't have to worry about that. Now, I haven't tested it out enough to say that the IP address, if it switches, would it do anything? But the one thing to keep in mind is the possibility of that is, that's something that you really need to keep in mind. But it's not too much to really deal with, because really, if you go to that network, you can actually sort down the IP address, or if you have access to the router, you can sort that down. Or if you're at the device, if you go to command prompt and IP config, then you can sort down the device and figure out the IP address. So from here, let's go into security real quick, and if we go down the line, what we can see is we have the network security, as you saw, the microphone security, then camera security, first network activity, which is again when a application first connects to the internet when this is running. Obviously, if it's like you're running a browser and you downloaded the software for a browser, it's not going to recognize that. It's going to say, okay, this program's running and the browser's running now. It's connected to the internet, and for all that this program knows, it's the first time. Then we have system file monitor, and this will tell you if the host file changes at all. This is actually pretty important because if the host file changes, you can put in there like google.com, and what would end up happening is it will be redirected to some hacker site that might look like google.com, but it's theirs, and it can monitor everything you do from that site. I've used that as a parental control in the past. It sucks to use the host site for parental control, but it is possible. The device list monitor, you can read that, the application info. And the one thing I want to mention is the ARP spoofing. ARP poisoning is my favorite hacking technique, and there's virtually no way to detect it besides with programs like this. And this is where it comes in importance. Basically, if you want to know about ARP poisoning, then check out the card on the top right, since I've been spending all day talking about that. There you go. Then if you got a data cap or whatever, and or you want to allowance a given device a certain amount, you can actually do that from here by notifying them, saying how much. Proxy DNS, which is what we saw earlier in the thing. And then we got this. This is actually useful when it comes to, say for example, if I go into an internet cafe that has unencrypted Wi-Fi and I wanted people's information, I can actually hack into stuff and hack into where figure out where the computers were last connected to, which is actually not that hard. And then since they already have that as a trusted site, I can hack into the router, the Wi-Fi router that currently connected to, kick them off the one that I want to control, do a man-in-the-middle attack, show the Wi-Fi of one of their last connected to the trust, and what happens is the user doesn't know anything different. Oh, the internet got slow for 2 seconds, and what would end up happening is the thing will connect to that new network, and all the information will pass through the hacker's thing, and it can collect everything. This will help you with things like that. It says, hey, you were disconnected, because otherwise you really won't know, and you can get down to what information either got out or could get out. So you have a few things here, and I suggest you going through this, but some of these will require a paid subscription to use. Now, you may be asking, why don't I show one of these? And the simple reason why is it's basically this. Like, we're really talking about this and nothing more. But before I head out, let's talk about a few other features. If we go to the menu, we can show the mini thing, so we can see the actual icon or whatever you want to call this, and basically we can see the current connectivity. We can go to the snooze. We can also go to incognito. So say for example, if I go and have some fun, quote unquote, and I don't want certain websites to be logged for whatever reason, I can select incognito on, and what would end up happening is you'll see this grayed out area. This stuff will still look like it is being logged, and what would end up happening is I can just say incognito off, and it just deleted all that stuff that was there. So it's as simple as that. If you don't want certain things to be logged, that's how you do it. That's pretty much about it as far as I gotta show. This is a really good program when it comes to cybersecurity, and I know this video is went on long, but this is also a very important program to have. I imagine you're going to see more and more of these type of programs come out, or you're going to see antivirus systems adding programs like this, because it's coming to the point where we're getting into a day and time where you not only have to monitor your antivirus, your downloads and stuff, you have to deal with the firewall, the basis of the firewall, but you on top of that have to monitor where your stuff is going, what server is connected to your computer at any given time, and that way you know if something is odd, especially when you walk away and your computer is idle. So let's end this video, and if you do have any questions on this, then feel free to let me know. But I do have a link to the program, and again, I suggest try it free before you buy, but you probably will end up just buying it anyways. If you got any questions or anything, you know where to get me in the comment section. But if you want to add your thoughts into this, or if you use this program and you liked it, then feel free to let me know in the comment section. And please like, please subscribe, please share, and hope you have a great day.